Okay, this is a storyline reading for about a Miss Larissa Rodriguez, if I'm saying it correctly. Miss Rodriguez is charged with the murder of her little boy, her and her boyfriend. So let me get a little bit more facts before I do the storyline reading. Larissa Rodriguez. Okay, we have Miss Rodriguez and the little boy is Jordan. So we have her boyfriend, her man, because he's not a boy, her man, name is Christopher, but he was not the father to Jordan. He brought Jordan into the bedroom in a semi-conscious state. Rather than seek help and take the baby to the hospital, Miss Larissa gave him a cold shower and laid him down on her bed for 24 hours. Seems like a lot of these mothers do this. They take the children and give them a bath and lay them down. I don't know, it's the same stuff they do over and over. Okay, but this baby was buried in the yard because I remember seeing a video or something. This baby was buried in a backyard. And I thought I saw little big wheels and things in the backyard. So he was being rode over with the big wheels, I assume, because the backyard children is going to ride. They don't know what's in the dirt. So let's see. She had 9 children, but 9 of them didn't live with her. So let's just see. Cleveland mother accused of killing her 5-year-old disabled son. So he is disabled. Burying him in the backyard of her house. Gave birth to her 10th child while in jail. So she was pregnant when she got arrested. So that makes 10 children, but it was 9 that was actually born already and 1 in her stomach. She is 34 at the time. She gave birth to a little girl April 27th. Okay. So I don't know what happened, what made it where the baby was in a semi-conscious state. What did he do wrong? A lot of people can't seem to deal with children with disabilities. But you need to learn how to deal with children with disabilities, especially if they belong to you. Let's just see. Both of them had the same name. She had the same name, but they saying it's her boyfriend. So her and her boyfriend had the same last name. They not married. They had the same last name, but they not married. Okay. Okay, we're going to do a storyline reading because I don't want to hold it up. I keep trying to look and see. Because really, I don't know what this baby could have did to be abused or hurt up. Really. Some people are just monsters. That's all I can say. And his mother, for her to allow her baby to be buried in the backyard, not even call for help for her baby, and then have her baby buried in the backyard and just knowing her baby out there, or people walking on top of her baby, the children riding bikes all over her baby, what was going on out their backyard. That just was crazy to me. But, yeah. People get too crazy about these men that's not hitting on anything. You're supposed to have been the mother bear. She's supposed to have been the mother bear to little Jordan. The mother bear. Not try to hold on to a man, but be the mother bear. So let's just say, universe. We have the abuse cards and the healing of the soul when you hurt to the core and when you murder. And we had abuse cards when you abuse or someone abuse you. So let's just flow. Let's just see what cards the universe has for Miss Larissa Rodrigez and her man Christopher Rodrigez and little Jordan. So whichever you will hear me say the name, going off of which card I think belonged to which person. So universe, you know this storyline to the T. You know this family to the T. What happened, why it happened, and anything else. Okay. Okay, I got 6. Let's see, I hear 6. Let's see, let me find a 6. Got 18 sets of cards on the top. Bear with me. And I got 16 there. So let's see, 14. Let me get 14. I hear 14. Okay, we got 14. Let it flow. So we got 14 of Healing of the Soul. And we have the Abuse deck 6. They all light green. You can't see them good, but I will tell you, I wouldn't lie to you, what the cards say, okay? So let's just flow. The top card is, this is the baby card off the bat because it's a death card. The baby is in a safe and happy place. Follow me, finally. Okay, let's see. It says right here, the mother, whichever one, the mother or Christopher or Mr. Rodriguez or Miss Larissa. They got the same name, so I got to separate them. One of them was letting off their sexual tendencies, needed to see things clearly. So it says right here that little Jordan was isolated for a coping mechanism. It says right here, can you still love me now you know? You can still do God's mission if you like. So this card right here is, because it's a being different right here, stand out. So little Jordan was different. He had a disability, but he was adorable. Get what the card's saying. Can you see it? He was different. Okay. You can still do your God mission if you like. Can you still love me now you know? So this will go at the grown-ups. So what's this man abusing the baby? What's going on here? Because the second card says letting off sexual tendencies. Get what it's saying? Okay, somebody need to have a clear mind. Next card. Somebody was isolated for a coping mechanism. Follow me? Then it says, can you still love me? I mean, I can still do God's mission, but can you still love me now you know? Get what the card's saying? Next card is, little Jordan was adorable, but being different just means he stood out. Get what the card's saying? Okay, it says right here that flames were sparked, arguments, fusses, anger, and little Jordan captured the flames. Get what it's saying? Okay, we have right here that he had to find other ways to pleasure himself. Follow me? Or the mother. She need to stay on her path. The mother. Because she's supposed to have been a mother bear. She pinpointed a problem and she complained about the problem. Or the baby did. Because if he could talk, he said something to her. If he couldn't, she pinpointed the problem. But she need to learn the lessons necessary and being to express her spirituality. Because some story was flimsy. Because the baby went through torture. Okay, now let's just flow over here. Laying down next to you is like my first crush. So laying down next to this man, Christopher, was like her first crush. Follow me? Or some kind of way, this man might have laid down next to the baby. I don't know. Let's just flow. I gotta work the storyline to see what it's about. Okay, little Jordan needed to get away from the haters and the snakes because the parents was haters and snakes at that point because they didn't protect them. Why did she hold on so long? Follow me? Because she had to fight for her sanity with this man she was with, Christopher, his name. Okay, here we are. Talking through the extension, pillow talk, love talk, Karen talk to Christopher. Follow me? Because evidently he must left the house or whatever he did. We got numbers. Could go with anything from door number, birthday, part of a phone number, part of a social, part of a court date, part of anything. It could be apartment number, whatever it is, phone number. She had to be way of the Lord thinker because she was lured by this man Christopher and what all he said to her. But the baby also Need to be where the Lord thinker, because this man, Christopher, might have lured him in some form. Okay, she is reeling in the cash, getting plenty money, right, from somewhere, reeling in the cash, and she is like a church mouse about it, not telling people about it. Okay, the next one is that she was in her dream house, but she ended up in the jailhouse. Follow me? She needed to be the best queen, God says, but she wasn't being the best queen, because a queen deserves respect, right? And she needs to stay on her throne, because it says that somebody is blaming her, right? But opportunity struck, right? But somebody is blaming her. Follow me? Let's get slow. Okay, she is living a plantation way of living. I see that. Not having enough love, money, shelter, food, clothing. Did I say all of them? Shelter, food, money, clothing, or love. She was. The universe, you know all about it. Yeah, she is the first card. I just said it. One of those things I named she didn't have enough of. Okay, life was falling apart for her. Follow me? As far as one of those things I named, right? Miss Larissa. Rodrigez, her name is, right? She had to find other ways to pleasure herself. God said she had to stay on her path. Find other ways. Get away from this man. That's all God's saying with that right there. So we have right here, if you're having a hard time, she need not stay stuck in a position with this man or whatever was going on with her. If she was having a hard time, her struggle was going to lead her to the place God wanted her to go. Follow me? So we have right here, she is searching for love. Get what the card's saying. Searching for love means we got a lady who got father problems. Get what it's saying. You want love from your father. You ain't getting emotions from your father or something, so you're looking for love in men. Follow me? So she is dealing with a player, a man who also want love himself from his parents. Follow me? Let's go. Laying beside you is like my first crush, so she liked laying beside him. It felt good to her, like her first crush. Get what I'm saying? Okay, let's see. We gotta go with there, got to all these cards down like this. So we have this one right here. What was she willing to do to save herself, God says, in the situation? Because it was all about money. Her keeping money, having money. What would she do to save herself? So if she buried the baby in the backyard, she wanted to save herself, and she wanted to keep her money, evidently. Right? Okay, it says right here, pill pushing effect. So some kind of way she was taking pills, or this man she is connected to was taking some kind of pills. Look around the corner, you can get them anytime. Right? Her or this man, one of them. She pinpointed the problem and complained maybe that she saw her guy was taking pills. I just don't know. Okay? She wanted to have fun, or her man did, and feel it. Right? One of them. Okay, so we have right here that she need to move away from anything that annoyed her in her life, God says. And when she started to really feel the real her was going to come out. And the real her didn't come out, seemed like, until she got to the police station. But with her boyfriend, her guy, the real her wasn't coming out. She is letting him, I guess, take charge. She need to look at things clearly, because he is letting off his sexual tendencies, or she was. But right now, or then, little Jordan is in a safe and happy place. That means with spirit, with God. Okay? So it says that she wasn't going to postpone an active action. Right? Or her man wasn't going to postpone an active action. Christopher. Right? Whatever the active action was. Burying a baby, or whatever happened to the baby, or whatever action it was. Okay? It says right here that, how do you know something is true? That he didn't postpone an active action, or she wasn't going to postpone an active action, something that they needed to do and wanted to do. Because how you're going to know it's true is because a fire was going to be lit in one of them to let you see they wasn't going to postpone an active action. They was going to get on it. So if he did something to the baby, he was going to get on it and make it happen. If they's going to go bury the baby, they's going to get on it and make it happen. Because she see it now that he had old-fashioned ways of thinking, right? And that is, racists are not coming up to today's time. So instead of calling it racist, in this storyline, I'm going to say he had a problem with people who had a disability. Because racist, all that goes with people who are not accepting you for who you are. You know, try to single you out and make it seem like you ain't good enough. So I'm going to change it around. Or she dealing with some kind of racial stuff in jail, anything like that. So we have right here, that little Jordan was gorgeous. But her guy, Christopher, was on the speedway. Okay, it says right here that my father is abusive, not having protection. So she wasn't having protection by her own father, or her father was abusive, or she didn't even know her father. However, that's close. But also with little Jordan, father wasn't around. My father is abusive. This man stood in the father position, and he was abusive. This man, Christopher, he was not having protection from his mother, by his mother, or by this man. Okay? It says right here, can I help you? So right here, this storyline might goes with, this card here will go with his, with both of them. Miss Larissa and Mr. Rodriguez. He moved the saddle. That means you're going to do something. And it says, can I help you? So she helped him. Get what it's saying? Or she went to bury her son and he helped her. One of them went to help the other. Follow me. One of them said, can I help you? And the other one went to help out. Get what I'm saying? They went to do it. So she analyzed to see where something stemmed from. I guess to see what happened. Opportunity struck. And she needed to get ready. Because she thought somebody was going to blame her. He blamed her. She blamed him. Or she felt the law going to blame her. Opportunity struck for her to make the move and analyze it. Let me go bury my son because they're going to blame me. Anything like that. So far it seems like this man was on drugs, pills. Didn't have no kind of patience for people. And didn't really go for children with disabilities or probably people. So it says right here, flames was being sparked. And little Jordan captured the flames. Follow me? So it says right here that little Jordan was isolated for a coping mechanism. So I guess when he got put in that bed or whatever happened, he was all by his little self probably. Can you still love me now? You know. You can still do God's mission if you like. So this lady here is supposed to have been doing God's mission. So this lady, Miss Larissa, is somebody God wanted to do good stuff. Does this look like an Earth Angel card? But she kind of involved herself with somebody and let this person just tear things down for her. And she went along with it. Can you still love me now? You know. So can she still love him now? She know that he murdered her son or abused her son or whatever he did to her son. She need to beware the Lord thinker. He's a Lord thinker. And she went on along with it. He might have said we're going to get in trouble. And she went along with it to bury her son and not call the law. Get what I'm saying? Not call for help, number one. Here's some numbers could be part of anything from license, phone number, birthday, social, address, amount of money, whatever it may be. Right? She did a preview and she saw she was on the battleground. So she went on with everything she went on with. He talked through the extension to her or he was having pillow talk with her upstairs some kind of way eventually. With pillow talk, either talking on the phone sweet words or in the upstairs laying down. Remember, he liked her first crush. She liked him pretty good, right? Slipping through the corridors, he was. Hallways or whatever, he was. Follow me? Or she was, but I feel it was him. Honestly. Okay, it says right here, she need to learn all the lessons necessary in her life and beam to it. See, she is an earth angel, this lady too. Beam to express your spirituality to this world. See, she's supposed to be a God person, but she went south. Get what I'm saying? She went south. Got one card, two cards. I think it's like, it might be three of them that show me she is, but she went south. Okay, she is a Lord. She need to be where the Lord thinker. See, that's what happened on her journey. Next one is, the story was flimsy that maybe she gave or he gave, and it was torment for little Jordan, the baby. Okay, it says right here, gradually a court date was building up, was going to be coming for her back then, or something else coming now, I don't know. So it says right here, when love calls, will she answer? So some kind of way, her guy left town or whatever he must have did, and he is going to call her eventually, but will she answer? Because love was going to call for her, but will she answer? What? Or she might want him to call her some kind of way or connect right now. Okay, it says right here, Lord Jordan was in pain. So it says that someone is a genius and they don't even know it. So the baby might have been a genius and they didn't even know it. Or she could have been a genius, but she don't even know she was one. Okay? It says right here that I can feel my God's mission being gay. So do you wonder why? You need to ask the person. But this goes with the person. So now in jail, something might be going on because we got the gay card. Get what I'm saying? So if she wasn't, something going, then changed up in jail now. Get what I'm saying? Because this is her God. Any of the God cards is her. Yeah, you can do your God's mission if you gay. It don't matter if you're gay or not. Do not wonder why. Somebody shouldn't wonder why. They should ask her, is you gay? Because maybe a change, she looked different, something going on with her to change up. So maybe one of her relatives or somebody going to ask her something because she going to look different, or she do look different, or something going on. She wondering, can she do God's work? Yes, you can do God's work. Yes, you can, Miss Larissa. Okay? Because little Jordan was adorable. Being different just mean that he stood out. That's all. He was adorable, baby. Okay? You needed to step into your queenship, right? And stay on your throne at that time. But you wasn't a queen. You let this man take over your home. So you wasn't the queen God wanted you to be, right? The earth angel God wanted you to be, the protector, the caring person. Follow me? The caring person, you're supposed to call the hospital right off the bat. And he might could have saved the baby's life. Who knows? He might just was unconscious and you thought he was dead and you buried him and you did it. You never know. He could have been unconscious, not really dead. The only people would know would be a doctor, but you didn't call for him to go to a doctor. Leave you with that thought. God wanted you to be the queen that God says that you was, but you didn't get on your throne like you should have. Because you deserve respect. And at that time, you wasn't getting respect. Because you had to fight for your sanity right here. Back there. Why did you hold on so long? You ain't tell, you ain't do nothing. You just kept it in and just went on with a lie or whatever you did back then. Right? Thoughts swirling in your mind at the duplex that would be at your home back then. Okay, you want this man to change. You wanted him to change. He was taking some kind of pills. So I guess you wanted him to be sober, I guess, right? But, yeah, well, so we have right here that laying down beside him was like your first crush. You liked how he made you feel. And there's nothing wrong with having a man make you feel good. There's nothing wrong with that. But you got to stay being a queen and be that mama bear. No man is worth the children. No man. Not even their father. You got to be that mama bear. You got to be the protector at all times. But you was listening to the Lord thinker. Don't call because you'll be in trouble. And then you got to thinking about your own self, and nobody was thinking about Jordan at the time. You was thinking about self, saving the self. He had nobody to save him. You had to get away from the haters and the snakes at the time. The guy you had was a hater and a snake at the time. But at the time, you and your guy, Christopher, his name, was the hater and the snake to Jordan. Follow me? Okay? You was living in your dream house. You was happy in it or whatever, but you landed up in jail. You and him. Follow me? So this man was taking pills. It's in my hand too. It's another pill card. So, okay, so it says right here, it is okay to let him go. He always knew that you loved him. So if you're thinking about your baby, I'm going to put this not with this man. I'm not going to put this with the man for some reason. I'm going to put this with the baby. I usually don't separate it like that. It usually go with the same person, but I feel with your storyline, I got to separate it. This would be you and this guy, and this would be your son. Most of the time, both sides go with the same person, but going off of yours, it seems like it's different. It is okay to let him go. He's going to always know you, he's going to always know that you, well, let me say it right. It is okay to let go. He knows that you will always love him. So this would be Jordan, your baby, right? So I got twisted around. You lost yourself, but no more. See, you lost yourself back then with that man you had. But right now in your life is no more because you didn't serve some time. But back then you lost yourself. You're sitting there thinking about laying down beside him. Felt good. It felt good having him as a partner. You thought about you're going to get in trouble. He told you maybe you'll get in trouble. So you was all in your mind like that. You lost yourself. Because if you didn't lose yourself, you would have thought about your baby, number one. And got that ambulance for your baby. Okay, here's the next one. No more pills, being addicted or anything like that. So maybe this man back then was trying to convince you that he didn't take drugs, pills, or drinking or whatever, trying to convince you. But he was doing something because he did what he did to this baby. And you don't just do what you do to the baby unless you're an evil person. I mean, because what did he do to the baby to make it where the baby is unconscious? You got to be full of pills, drugs, or something. Unless you're just a mean, angry, nasty, full of demon kind of person. I mean, so it says right here that you was just reeling in the cash. And you was like a church mouse, just reeling in the cash, whatever money coming to you for your kids or wherever you was getting your money from, and you was just keeping your mouth shut. Because say you like a church mouse, so you kept your mouth shut about what happened to your baby, what he did to your baby, and all that because you was reeling in the cash, just letting the money come into you. You ain't want to lose the money. You ain't want to lose the money, and you ain't want to lose him. So that's what you did. You wanted him to change, and eventually he said that he got off of drugs, but yeah, he probably off drugs now because he in jail. But during that time period, this man was on what he was on, and the baby went through torment. So he did what he did to your baby. The baby got no business being semi-conscious because it said in the article the baby was semi-conscious. Why is the baby semi-conscious? What did he do to the baby? Well, he had backyard ways of thinking. That's a racist card. So I don't know if he's saying race the baby. It shouldn't be nothing racial about that. But I can turn it around and put it with he had a problem with the baby having a disability because people being racist and things like that goes with anybody that be against you because of anything. You black, you white, you got a disability, you gay, whatever it is. They don't like something about you. Right? So I'm going to put it with the baby had the disability and he had a problem with that. Right? Not that the baby was, I guess he Mexican, right? If he Mexican too, he shouldn't have a problem with the baby that way. So he ain't like that already. Right? So he didn't like that already. So he on what he was on, pills. But you seen her like this man. You was smitten with this man because I guess he tickled your fancy. This man, he was like your first crush. So some kind of way, it was something special about him. And there's nothing wrong with it when it's like you like somebody, but you don't put no man or nobody over your children. That's where the problem comes in. You don't put nobody over your children. You don't let nobody abuse and hurt your children. He not even the child's father. And if he was a child's father, you shouldn't let him do it. So this man pretty much, because it don't seem like you did it. It seemed like he did it. But you went along and buried your baby. So you just as bad. You didn't call for help because your baby might have been able to be saved. Your baby might have been alive and you put the baby in that grave and you don't even know because neither one of you was doctors. Neither one of you was doctors. The baby could have been alive and you put the baby in a grave. And by putting him in a grave, that could have killed him. You don't know. Neither one of you was doctors. The final result was he wound up dying. But he might wasn't dead when you put him in. You might have thought he was. Or he might was when you put him in. I don't know. But however it's going, you should have called the hospital and not thought about yourselves first. But that's what people do. They think about themselves, when they do what they do. But your last card is yours rolling in the cash, so you wasn't trying to mess up a good thing because you was getting plenty of money coming your way, evidently. And you was like a church mouse, so you kept your mouth shut about your baby dying. Not just dying. This man abusing your baby, right? Well, like I said, if your baby wasn't dead yet and your baby got put in that grave, you helped to kill your baby then, because if your baby was alive and you don't even know it, neither one of you, and you put your baby in there, both of you was part of it then. Get what I'm saying? If it was like that. But nobody will never know because the baby was put in. So doctors are no, I don't know, the autopsies can show if the baby was dead already before the baby got put in or what. I don't know how we can do, but still, you wasn't a mother bear like you should have been. Your main focus was reeling in the cash, and you kept your mouth shut because you wanted money to keep coming. So you weren't going to mess that up. So you went along with this man, the Lord thinker. Don't call him. It's going to get us in trouble. You're going to get in trouble too. And you went on along with it. And then you you're smitten with him. So yeah, that's the bottom line. So yeah, this man was on pills. And here it is right here. He trying to convince you that he wasn't, but that man was on pills. That man was on pills. You see something with that other card. Because slipping through the corridors, let me go back to that one for a minute. Been through the corridors with this man. Opportunity struck, get ready. He blamed you, you blame him. You had to fight for your sanity, holding on all that time, not telling the cops, not doing nothing. You wasn't going to postpone the active action. But the cops wasn't either. They weren't going to postpone the active action when they found out the baby wasn't coming to school or what was going on here, and the court date was coming. That baby went through torment because a story was flimsy here. So I'm trying to think here, because it's with the sexual tendencies. I'm trying to say, because these came back to back. You letting off your sexual tendencies. You're this man. I'm hoping it's. I don't know. Because it takes me all kind of ways when the cards come, because I gotta go all kind of ways with the cards, because I don't know you and you don't know me, and you don't know the man that you were sleeping with, because this man could have been gay. But I don't think that goes with your card. That's your card, because you is the earth angel here. You the person, God person here. And it's probably jail. You wasn't before jail, but with jail, or you might have been all the time. Just because you had children don't mean you're not gay. Let's flow. Slipping through the corridors, moving around in the house or whatever, trying to figure out what you're going to do next or whatever. Have a clear mind. With this sexual tendencies, letting off your sexual tendencies, or he was pillow talk. Yeah, because it say you like your first crush laying down beside him. So, right here, can you still do your God mission now? You know, you can still do your God mission. Can you still do your God mission now? You know. Can you still do your God's mission? You can still do your God mission, God say, if you like. In jail, even though you gay. Or just while you was home. Can you still love me now? You know, right here. So in jail and any of your family members come or whatever, and now you gay or whatever, and you want to know if they can still love you. Now they know you gay, or this is home with this man. Can you still love me now? You know that he killed your baby. Can you still love this man? Get what it's saying. Anything like that. Or can you still love this man? Now you know that this man might have been letting off his sexual tendencies with this baby. You know, it could go all kind of ways. Nobody knew because nobody was there. Only you two was there. Nobody was there. They say you see it now, right? You see it now, what? That he's letting off his sexual tendencies. And it's clear. Follow me? So it could have, look, because slipping through the corridors, following, slipping through the hallways, and you pinpointed something and you complained about it. So you don't really know. We wouldn't know out here. I'm just taking the calls all kind of ways. Follow me? Can you still love me now, you know? That he could have been messing with the baby. Can you still love him? It don't have to go that way, but it could have went that way. You can't say what that man wasn't capable of because you sitting there letting the man that killed your baby. You can't sit there and stand up for the person and say what they ain't do, because if you wasn't in a room with him, you don't know what he did. Right? What are you willing to do? Because this is your card. Because you dealing with a player. You searching for love. Trying to get love out of somebody. The love intention you ain't get from your father. But you can't get it from a man. Newsflash. You got to love your own self. No man can give you love that you only can give yourself. You love yourself, then you draw on somebody who can add to your love for yourself. What are you willing to do? This is your card. What God said, what are you willing to do to save yourself? Right? It's all about money. So we got right here, because you're flipping a plantation way of living, your first card. You heard me say that your first card was saying that, right? So your plantation way of living is love and money. So we have over here, what are you willing to do to save yourself? Remember, you hear me say this is all about money, right? But remember your last card, I'm going to end it now. Your last card is what? You was reeling in the cash. You heard me say that. You did a preview. Because you was on the battleground at one point. You did a preview. Yeah, you reeling in the cash. So it's like, nah. That's your last card, was a reeling in the cash. You heard me say it. You like a church mouse. So you decided, because God said right here, what was you going to do to save yourself? It's all about money. And what you decided to do was be like a church mouse and don't open your mouth up and just reel in that money. Keep your mouth closed. Get what I'm saying? Because you wanted the money to keep coming. And that's what it was. Because you lost yourself back then. Because you sit there and you ain't even think about your baby like you should have. You burn your baby out in the backyard and just, baby, not even being treated right, getting buried in the backyard. Not even having a decent funeral. Not even being respected. You lost yourself with this man. So it says right here, it is okay. God saying, see, God talking to you right here. It's okay to let him go. Because he going to always know that you loved him, the baby. Right? Because God's saying that right here, right? Because God is not saying really you killed your baby, not with this card. Because God's saying that you love the baby right here. That's what I'm getting from this card, right? But the thing is, you ain't loved your baby enough, because you should have called for help, and you should have gave your baby a decent burial, because you lost yourself back then with this man you was with. Fear, not wanting to lose money. Get what I'm saying? because your baby deserved better out of you. You was his mother. You is the mama bear. Baby deserved more. But you like this man pretty good. You're smitten with this man because it's card up here. It's a powerful card. Romantic card. Look at that laying down beside him. Get what I'm saying? Because we got the pillow talk. You like this man. There's nothing wrong with that, but you can't be letting men or nobody else mess up and be over top of your kids. Because you was in your dream house, but now you in jail. Because he is a player. This man had somebody else somewhere else. He wasn't like nobody who's stable, and you was looking for love, so you was looking for love in the wrong places. That wasn't going to never work because you're searching for love, and here's a player, and it can't work like that. You got to know how to love yourself first, and you don't supposed to want a player, a man like that, because he's no good. Okay? So it's time for your spiritual justice, Miss Larissa Rodriguez. Your name is right. It's time for your spiritual justice, and God getting ready to give it to you. So get ready for your spiritual justice. You already got your justice from the law. You in there for however long you in there with, right? But you ain't act like a queen back then. God wanted you to be a queen in your house back then, right? But you wasn't a queen back then. You act like you was a peasant back then. You ain't act like a queen, right? You let this man be in charge and let him be the king. You let him be on the throne. You let him be the king of your house and be on the throne and say what it is and what it ain't. But then also, you was fine with things because you ain't want to lose money. So you put money over the baby. You put money over the baby's life. Just throw the baby out the backyard in dirt and don't even have a decent funeral. Don't even call and just make it like his life wasn't really important. So you as a mother, you did the worst. Because the man did what he did and you did the worst by doing what you did and allowing the rest to happen. So now you can't get off no kind of way clean because you know right from wrong. And the last card God said was you was reeling in the cash, pulling in money, and you was keeping your mouth closed about what happened to your son just off of trying to get money and keep money flowing. Okay. Get ready for your spiritual justice, Miss Larissa, because you're getting ready to get it from God, because God don't like what was done to little Jordan by you or by your other half, your man, Christopher. So right now I'm talking to you, so that's who I'm going to focus on.